Hey everyone, today we're going to be walking through performing a battery change on a G Shock GA-140DC, and this is the 5612 module. Let's jump right into it. To perform this battery change, all we're going to need is a small Phillips head screwdriver, ideally metal tweezers, but if you don't have metal tweezers, you can just use a metal paper clip, and our replacement battery, which is a CR1220. Starting off, I wanted to quickly note we do not have to remove the rubber straps because they're not blocking the case back, but I'm going to remove them just so you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit easier. So our first step in disassembly is going to be removing our 4 case back screws, and we'll set them aside for later. Now we can go ahead and lift our case back right off. And don't worry, sometimes the rubber gasket will come off stuck to the case back. We'll reinstall that when we're reassembling the watch. Now that we're inside the watch, the first thing we're going to want to do is remove this plastic retaining ring. So what I usually do is grab my tweezers, slide underneath, and we'll lift it right off and we'll set that aside. Now I'm going to go ahead, rotate my module to the left here, and as we can see, right here, there's a little latch. This is what's holding our battery in place. We want to take our tweezers or that paper clip, go behind that latch, pull out towards us, and that'll unlatch our battery housing. Now we can go ahead and grab that old battery, take it out, and get rid of it. Now we can come on in with our new battery. Again, this is a CR1220, and I always suggest holding it by the sides if you don't have covers on, just to ensure you don't accidentally short it. Simply going to drop it right in the slot. Press our latch down and you'll usually feel or hear it click. So now our new battery is installed. Now at this point I would advise getting that plastic retaining clip back in place. I'm going to go ahead and rotate the watch to the right again. As we can see, there's a notch here. That's where this metal tab's going to go through. We simply want to drop it right in place and it'll slide down, and this is simply going to keep our module in place. That way it doesn't try to shift back and forth on us. Next thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and perform our AC reset, which is simply going to reset our module, clear any errors if there are any. That's where having those metal tweezers or paper clip will come in handy. If you're using a paper clip, simply bend it into an arch. You just want to have 2 metal points. So we're going to look at our module. We're upside down right now, but as we can see right here, there's a label AC with an arrow pointing into this hole, and there's a little gold tab at the bottom of that hole. So what we simply want to do is contact one end of our metal tweezers or paper clip to that gold panel and the other end to the metal on our watch. There's actually a little circle here with a negative display, and we're just going to hold it there for about 2 seconds. And next, to ensure that we've performed the reset correctly, I always like to hold my finger over the spring. We don't want that to fall out because that's important for the sound of our watch. I'll go ahead and flip the watch over and we should see it start flashing sub, so that means that we've reset the module. And now we can reassemble the watch. We already got that plastic retaining clip in place, so the only thing left to do is reinstall our gasket. It's simply a circle. We're going to drop it right in the groove here, and then I'll usually use my tweezers. We just want to adjust it if needed, just to make sure that it's perfectly seated in that groove. Now we're ready to reinstall our case back. So we simply want to remember we can see where the battery is here. This indicates the lower portion of our watch. We want to make sure that our Casio and G Shock logos are properly oriented. We're going to go ahead and drop it right in place. And you'll feel it kind of fall in between these grooves here. And now we can go ahead and reinstall our case back screws. What I typically do is just hold a finger on that case back so it doesn't slide around, drop my screws in, just get them started. And now all that's left to do is snug them up. And remember, they don't need to be super tight, just snug is all, because these are very delicate screws. Now I'm going to go ahead and reinstall my straps, and I'll meet you guys at the final step. So our final step with the watch is going to be recalibrating our hands. The reason we have to do this is because when we reset the module, the watch essentially thinks wherever the hands were left is now 12 o'clock. So when we set the digital time, it'll display the wrong value. So to do this, we're going to press and hold our forward button, which is our bottom right. We'll hear the watch beep and it'll start flashing that sub again. Now we're controlling this small sub-dial. We can move this only one click at a time and only forward. We want it to be pointing directly up at 50. Now we'll press mode, and now we'll see 000. So this is where we're going to want to set our hands to exactly 12 o'clock. And we can use forward and reverse for this one. And once that's set, we simply press adjust. Now when we set our digital time, our hands will display the correct time as well. So as we can see, all of our modes cycle. If we press and hold adjust, we can hear a beep, so our beep still works. And our backlight works. So our watch is completely done and ready to wear again. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this quick battery change tutorial. I really hope that it was clear and helpful. If you have any questions for me, please be sure to leave them down in the comments. And if you're interested in more tutorials and watch-related content, please do consider subscribing. I cover a wide range of G Shock, Baby G, and normal Casio products, so stay tuned for more. Thanks everyone.